welcome back. It's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while. Welcome back to WatchGP Podcast. Lots of races has passed, lots of action has passed, and we are back to cover all of them. Not Monaco boring race, but
The rest.
yes, of them.
But first off, did you get coffee?
I got my Costa.
Shout out to Costa Coffee, our sponsors, F&B sponsors for the season. We're so excited to have them before we start. I love this. I'm not a matcha person. Everyone knows this. This is actually pretty easy matcha, and it is a collaboration, by the way, between Costa and Matcha. We love when brands do collabs with local concepts, just like Costa's collabing with us, which was so exciting. So catch them at our next WatchGP race.
We have a small surprise, Ma Costa. We will not reveal it now, but stay tuned.
Are you excited?
I am very
I'm super excited too. But we can't wait. Next week we will do the announcements, and you guys are going to really, really enjoy it. But to kick off the WatchGP podcast, we always have to do it. You know with what? Our icebreaker.
Are you?
So, Ibrahim,
Yes.
what's one storyline you feel like no one is talking about enough this season?
أكيد مش لويس هامilton Ferrari. علاقة مرت الأب هاي اللي صفقة بين لويس هامilton وفيراري ما I don't want to go there. I leave the FIA هلا قبل البودكاست we were just discussing FIA كتير صعب يصير الموضوع معهم as you just mentioned إنه is it a passport thing حسب جواز الواحد بياخد البنالتي as if it was a visa يعني حسب الباسبورت بيعطوك النبضة. So yeah, lots of things are happening على بالFIA. هلا في ظلم we all must agree إنه Max is not حبيب الFIA. He's not the favorite by FIA. ويمكن you would tell more about McLaren and FIA.
Okay, so that's a great storyline. I think yes, it is. I'm being talked about enough in the media right now. I personally think that the storyline no one is talking about enough is how phenomenally the rookies are doing.
No, yeah.
Like, I feel like everyone keeps focusing on certain things. They're not focusing on enough. There are 2 rookies in the top 10. True, and we are 10 races in. True, like Antonelli and Isaac Haja are both in the top 10. That's crazy.
It is. So he's the 3rd youngest
Podium
finisher. Antonelli. It was amazing. الكتير حلو بأنتونيلي إنه بخلص السباق he's on podium but still he's that kid يعني it was so stressful I was looking in the mirrors and so on it was so amazing to see Antonelli on the podium. It's very well deserved.
It really is.
A side note تعرف إنه كنت بتمنى ماكس ياخد كمان 1 point علشان أشوف حجار بالميل.
So no, apparently, Red Bull put in a request for Arvind to get the rookie license, super license early. He's 17.
Yep.
Because they're worried that if Max were to get a penalty, 1 more penalty point, then gets a race back, they could. Arvind did. I don't think they would risk putting Hajar in, just because it's like a curse.
Yeah.
Whenever any of these guys are doing well and they go up to Red Bull, it's cursed.
But I think they would love to try. It's only 1 race. If Max got the penalty at that time, it's only 1 race, and they would love to try حجار بالmain car أو بالmain team مش بالsecond team. لأنه I believe he's doing good وأكيد هم كتير مبسوطين من Yuki and his performance بال.
That's exactly why I'm saying I think they know enough to And if they bring up Isaac, and it shows that when they brought up Yuki, do you remember the first race, 2 races? Edda, he did well. He did okay.
Yeah.
He did better than Liam Lawson. Now Liam Lawson is doing better than Eli. And this is always what happens. You bring him up to that second seat, and that Red Bull is so sensitive that they are not used to it. And they just don't perform. And then they say, you see, he's not a good driver. When they are, excuse me, coughing, I'm a little sick. But they are good drivers, but this is just the sensitivity of the Red Bull car, right? But before we get into that, how do we feel about Spain?
I love Spain races. It was a good race, 1-2 for McLaren. Very well done. Ferrari ما بعرف كيف عم بيطلعوا. They are suddenly on podium. They are suddenly بالconstructors second. كيف?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, yeah, but really.
Didn't stay a mess.
Spain at all. They were second. الله أعلم كيف بس إنه ضاع بعدين الظاهر. وشي عبي هيك إنه it's unbelievable. أحكي لي عن ماكس فيرستابن. No.
I think Tracy is this.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people think, because she went Max Van Bias. No, I'll be the first person to see Max being crazy. Like, I think Spain was the moment we saw Mad Max come back.
Yeah.
Right? Because already there were so many incidents that happened during the race. And Haas, he was just set up. And I feel specifically of everyone, George triggers Max like no tomorrow.
Buddy.
Like, George brings out the worst in Max. They had the most toxic relationship.
Yeah.
He says, no, it's Piastri. There's respect in their fights. Once you hear, there's respect in their fights. But when it's George, it's like, you know what, 2 kids on the playground are playing, there's just one that just, punch in the face. Max wants to just punch George in the face.
I believe في drivers on the grid that show anger, or there are some drivers who are like too chill. Speaking of Max, Alonso, Yuki, and all of these people.
يفعلوا.
أنا لو كنت مكان ماكس بهذاك اليوم وبكل الانسيدنتس يعني من ريس انسيدنتس لتيم استراتيجي هارد تايرز على آخر كم لفة ما لهم أي داعي كل هاي الأمور اللي صارت لا ماكس had a very nice reaction إنه he stayed calm يعني يمكن انفعل شوي بس بعد كل هاي الأمور if it was ألونسو كان راديو لهلا شغال يعني ما كان طفى
That's why I
No, I really know Max يعني did a good job nerve wise.
He's mature.
Yes, definitely. وخصوصا Spain. It shows that.
Because if you remember, I thought it last year. Do you remember? This was like the start, not the start, but this was the high point of drama.
Yes.
Of George and Max. When Max was like, I'm going to make sure you don't make it past her. Max, in December last year, and Max, in June this year, 2 very different people.
True. Quick, different.
Yeah, I really do think George just brings out the worst. And I think he does tend to have a Mustafiz to Max. Not to everyone, but specifically to Max. You only go, do you know, I don't need to, but, there's a word for it, I feel in Syria. Can't you busto? You know what I mean? Like, you feel like George likes to instigate with Max out of everyone because he knows that Max will take the bait. So what's the best way to say, oh my God, look, they did something. Again, I'm not just saying because it's George. George does tend to have had a cash with everyone, right? He's short and Let's never forget what he calls the flipping of Joe Guan Yu.
Sure.
In Silverstone, and that came out like, I'm the hero. I get it. Bravo, and you got out of your car, you stopped the race, but you caused it. Like, let's not forget that. I think a lot of people see that hero moment, and they forget that the reason Joe Guan Yu went was because of George Russell. Right, or and that was scary, I think, for everyone. I was, what's that?
Yeah.
That's even look like McLaren did phenomenally. True. I think Piastri is just on fire. Like, wow, this kid is showing everyone he is doing it بإبرة برود. It's true. Like, he's so fresh. He's so fresh.
He's a rookie minus.
For him to be at this level, okay, obviously the McLaren's a great car.
Oh, yeah, you cannot, that wasn't...
It wasn't the best. But yeah, overall this season, McLaren's in the car to beat. True. That's for you to come and say, well, on top of that, I'm going to beat my seasoned or somewhat seasoned teammates. Yeah. And I'm just going to be chill about it.
True. No. Yeah, McLaren ما بعرف شو عم بيصير لهم. قبل ما نكمل على مكلارن، بما انه قاعدين بنحكي عن جورج، فجورج wins the Canadian Grand Prix. شو رأيك بالموضوع؟
So I didn't get to properly watch the race, obviously, because I was بالطيارة صح. I was flying back, avoiding missiles, going from one entry to another on my way back from Beirut. So it's pretty sad that I missed the race. But I landed, and the first thing I saw, Lando going straight into Oscar, and I was like, okay. But George, bravo Arneki La pole, he did what he could. I think always seeing those two at a ball will always keep me anxious, like you. Because قاتلي عنصر, you know what I mean? True. Like, alhamdulillah, they made it past the finish line without any incidents. But if you notice, like, what's it called? Verstappen, from what I understand, didn't feel like he's having a good race. No. He was complaining about the tires from what I saw. He was saying, the tires are super sensitive.
Yeah, front grip ما كان عنده أبداً، وكان عنده كتير مشاكل بالسيارة. بس going back to McLaren, I think there was a problem كل ويكند مع مكلارن. الموضوع ما كان موضوع ريس بس، لأنه إذا منبلش بالبراكتس 1, 2 and 3 مكلارن كان عندهم كتير مشاكل. لاندو definitely كان عنده mental challenges throughout the weekend، لأنه اوكي هلا التيمز بيحاولوا يضلوا conservative على الراديو قد ما بيقدروا not to go on public ويطلعوا مشاكلهم للبابليك. بس ما رح انسى انه الانجينير قال لاندو don't forget the break points. قاعد عم ينسوا بيعمل البريك.
I saw that. I did see that.
That's Q3 quali. انت بالQ3 quali قاعد الانجينير عم بذكرك وين البريك بوينت. So there must be an issue. ما بعرف شو هي هاي الاشياء. It ended up in as he mentioned a stupid mistake. ضيع حاله كتير، ضيع حاله فرصة انه هو يرجع للتوب اوف the drivers championship. ضيع حاله points كتير كبير من constructors.
Now Max sold 21 points away from Lani.
Yes.
And 42 or 46 points away from Piastri, which is, by the way, not a big gap.
When you have Max behind you, it's scary. لأنه it's a 1-4, it's a 2-5 race result. It can happen anytime. وإذا هو رح يضل بهذا الاتيتيود فالDNF صار عنده piece of cake يعني آخر لفة بالسباق.
So they were talking, the commentators were talking about it, and they were saying in that it's crazy that at this point in his career, his engineer is coaching to hear things.
Yeah.
So there obviously, as you said, must be something going on with him, right? And Matt Lando has spoken about his mental health before, and he's spoken about it, and I think obviously the fans play a big role in this. Maybe I would say drivers didn't have to deal with this the way that they used to, because there wasn't this social media around, right? But I think as Piastri is performing higher and better, Lando's starting to question his place. Obviously, Zach Brown's still seeing Lando. You can tell Andrea Stella's definitely was leaning towards Piastri, which is fair. One parent loves each child to make up for the other.
But on the other side, بلش السيزون in favor of Lando. Somehow, maybe because of Zach Brown, maybe because of the team, maybe لأنه he was the promise of last year. بعدين Piastri يعني sorry بس بدراعه أخذ الموضوع يعني in a cool, charming way سحب البساط من تحت لاندو. Is this affecting him? Maybe yes. Is he doing dumb moves? Yes.
But that happens sometimes when you feel threatened, right? Or did you see what Red Bull tweeted when the crash happens?
No.
Red Bull tweeted, and they put on friends as well. They just took papaya rolls, period. And whoever the Red Bull admin is, cheers. What's up, Copa? Because they like getting fun, right? This is where you get to have fun with these things. We also have your favorite person, Kimi Antonovich.
Yes.
Getting a podium. We're very proud of him. He's the third youngest podium.
True. روكي بهذا الوقت الموضوع أصعب بكتير من قبل.
Oh yeah. As opposed to today's Max and Lewis and Alonso and rookies يستحي. Oscar Piastri was the first rookie in a while to have won something in his rookie year, which was 2023, the Bucks sprint race. That was crazy. We all remember. We remember.
Yes.
That was a birthplace WatchGP.
True.
And we were all like, what? That is crazy,
مع إنه يعني still Piastri shows that he's more mature than until even هو صغير. Until he was super young بالcelebration تبعه.
He's 17.
Yeah, go and hugging everyone. The moment he met Bono after the race was so good. It was so satisfying. That was the deal when Bono بعملك إنه Bono is a phenomenal engineer. هو أكتر engineer عنده world championships, by the way.
Yeah, from
Schumacher and Hamilton. هلا عم يجيب 17 سنة and he's like babysitting and a very good with a very good knowledge. So amazingly done by that.
I think
crazy.
I honestly think, by the way, that's a great pairing from Mercedes.
Yep.
Because Bono, obviously, if you're gonna bring someone with a lot of experience, actually تحكوا في butting heads, where I have experience that you have experience, just try and figure out that he can go and just impart all of his wisdom in this fresh mind who can carry it on, and Bono now knows what works and what doesn't work, right? But to a certain extent, obviously next year is going to be very different.
أكيد. وكمان بونو عم يعطيه يعني cream as they call it, عم يعطيه experience of world champions وريسز وشو يعني. بونو لو اليوم موجود مع لويس هامilton results would have been different to that extent. Okay, مش حكون هو بطل العالم بس to an extent things will get different.
Listen, Allah yani Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
I will never get over the fact that he had to ask his engineer on the radio, are you upset with me? You're wiring my answer.
Yeah.
But that's and I feel like a lot of Ferrari fans are going to come at me for this. But this is the reality of when, I think, who said that? Who said it on the podcast? One of the episodes we have where they pretty much run Duania, everyone's cousin is working in the company.
True. That's why
Chuck said, was it Abdelazak or Moody or Ryan?
Yes.
But the idea is that is how it's run, right? The fact that now both these guys, you have, we always said Charles Leclerc, struggling. He really is. I think I think everything about him struggling. But then you also have Hamilton now, by 7 world championships and his belt, is now questioning everything about
So
this.
questioning himself, but صار تشك الحال.
Are you upset? I can't get over that.
يا وإنه ريس انجينير إن أفون ريس مان برد على الدرايفر يعني ما يعني لويس هامilton إذا تسأل على أبوه بده يرد عليه يعني مش موضوع ريس انجينير إذا
تسأل على رئيس وزراء.
Exactly.
Keir Starmer, he'll answer in the F1 race. Said, are you serious?
Yeah, غريب كتير الآن بصير مع لويس هامilton. It's sad. الصحافة الإيطالية كانت very harsh last week على التيم برنسبل فريد وضل ساكت فترة فريد بعدين قلب طاولة ورد بسطر واحد إنه if we know where is the problem and we know what we need to change in the team which is the Italian mindset اللي موجودة عند فيراري ولا صارت عم بتأخر الفريق I hope إنه يصحوا لهذا الموضوع ويصير في تغيير let's call it the kitchen of Ferrari عشان نقدر نشوفهم somehow on podium very soon.
Did you hear the rumor about Ferrari? Who they've been in touch with?
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Christian Horner?
Yes, I'd love to see that.
I would be very interested to see how that goes because obviously whatever your opinion about Christian Horner is, because a lot of people find him very controversial, Christian Horner delivers results. He really does. He's a good team principal.
كم مرة يمكن إنه كريستيان هورنر بفريق فيتل with Vettel وأربعة مع Max.
2 or 3 with Vettel? 3.
Vettel 3, yes, so he has 7. Yes.
Tell her it's not small for a team like Red Bull.
Exactly. أنت عم تحكي عن ريد بول ما عم تحكي عن فيراري من عمر الدنيا they are building cars و races أو McLaren Mercedes.
It's literally energy drink.
True. From an energy drink to 7 times.
From an energy drink.
Yes.
But I think that would be very interesting to see Christian Horner there.
Yeah. صعب الموضوع كتير بس to see Christian Horner in red is something. To see Christian Horner as a team principal Lewis Hamilton, that's another story. هذا فيلم.
We got that.
Yeah, هذا فيلم هذا عسير movie. إذا صار.
How are we feeling about the next race?
قبل next race إيمولا.
Oh yes.
شو رأيك؟
I can't remember how I felt that. It's been a lifetime ago.
لا كثير هزأ الكوكب.
Guys, okay, it feels dystopian that we're saying, talking about Formula 1 and everything that's happening in the earth right now. But at least F1 takes us away for a weekend, right? That's the beauty of the sport. But I can't remember. I genuinely cannot remember how I feel about Imola.
طيب خلص احنا بوضع هلا متوتر خليديا فما بعنا.
Question.
Yes.
Do you think McLaren is going to stay on the upward trajectory that they've been at?
إذا زاك براون ببطل الأمريكان ستايل أوف مانجمنت تبعته وإحنا we don't have first driver وبيمسك عصاية وبمشي العالم على المسطرة they will remain. إذا بدهم يضلكم هيك واحد خض التالي واحد ما بعرف شو I think رح خربوا على بعض. ما تنسي إنه في عنا Silverstone في عنا upgrades coming up.
So excited.
Yeah. Red Bull. They are not. Max is not far behind. Max ما بتعرف أنت بكسر الدنيا فجأة. Max يمكن بده ورغيان وشغلة صغيرة بس to be again on podium each and every race. But
I'm not okay.
Yeah. If he does it, he deserves it.
Honestly, he's working his way back up, right?
True.
But it feels, someone actually saw this on TikTok the other day, and someone likened, the war, it was like a Taylor Swift song, and it was like the crash of Lando and Oscar. And then they likened this. Obviously, there's 2011 crash in McLaren.
Sure.
But that's not what they were talking about. They were talking about how Lewis and Nico Rosberg. And I think I've seen this song before, and I didn't like the ending. And I found that obviously they don't have the same relationship as Mercedes, grew up together. But that kind of competition internally and that kind of tension, I feel, is going to cause the entire house to fall apart, right? You have two very dominant personalities in different ways.
True.
Who obviously worked very hard to get to where they are. And have a lot of fans, because you're not going to be a McLaren Formula One driver, one of two out of just 20 in the world, without having talents. But yeah, you've had them kind of creating this internal war, this civil war that's happening. There was that episode of Drag Survive where they called it the French Civil War, that I think right now we're getting
the Aussie, the Australian English war. السعادة اللي أنا ما بحبه من الستوري إنه أوكي هو يسوى هاملتون روزبرغ بيخلصوا السباق بكبوا رالي مية على بعض، يعني هم أصلا ما بيحبوا بعض، و it was showing إنهم ولعان الدنيا بينهم. بس إنه أنتوا ده بتمثلوا إنه one team one dream، إحنا we don't have first driver ما بعرف شو، وبالمقابل on track الأمور completely different than what you guys say. هون there's a question mark that things are not clear with this league. يعني فهمونا شو اللي بدكم إياه exactly.
Look, I agree to a certain extent. Obviously, the PR side of it, they have to pretend, we love each other, we're one big happy family. I actually think if they didn't play into that and they actually not showcase the drama, but they played with it. They played the narrative. You cannot lie to people and say, we're one big happy family, we all love each other. Also, I think the PR people on McLaren are also like يستقيلوا and يسمعوا الحياة يعني من كثر ما this is a very heavy job to deal with. That's all. But I think if you just kind of let it be and let their actions speak for themselves about trying to cover it up so much, it would give McLaren so much more attention, because then you have all these people who are sitting here and invested in Mercedes, in McLaren way more because of that drama. Like that gives McLaren that newsworthiness, instead of them having to consistently say, no, we all love each other. But again, it just depends on what school of PR you're looking at. Some people believe that any press is good press, even bad press. And some people say, no, our image, it needs to stay that, we're this...
Yeah, unfortunately, again, as I mentioned شوي إنه McLaren كلها is following the so American school of Zach Brown, which is okay. Some people like it, because for me, I prefer going straight forward to the point and showcase things as it is, بدون لف ودوران and so on.
Now, back to my favorite subject. FIA. So I want to clean cut something. Obviously, we both saw the episode of the podcast that I was showing you, and I've been saying this for a while. You guys have said it on the podcast multiple times. The FIA really does penalize based on your passports, and AlObaid via.
Yes.
But just comparing again, not because I'm a Zats fan, I promise you this. But if you look at McLaren's crash in Canada, that would have gotten anyone at the point, even if it was within a team. Even if it was within a team, they would have gone, because it's unsafe. It was a choice. It wasn't even a racing incident. It was a choice that was made. Not even a racing incident. It wasn't like, they were racing. No. Oscar was ahead. He came like this. He got to pussy him.
بس لأنه حس إنه السيارة عزبة بنص متر.
You think he also has dimensions, yeah?
المفروض إذا أنا open race driver المفروض يكون.
But all he got was a 5-second penalty on his classification, which is crazy to me.
Yes, it is. وأنا مثل ما قلت لك we are sure إنه Max is not FIA's good person.
But I have a list here.
Yet ما بعرف إذا موضوع إنه ما في فريق احتج على الموضوع لأنه هم within the same team حدا بغير بالpoints أو ما بغير أو إذا في شيء internally بهذا الموضوع. I had no idea ما بدي أفتي.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to look. You're gonna have to look at the last case that went to war between the drivers. We're gonna have to look at that.
Turn 1 Qatar Hamilton Russell.
Did they get a penalty?
No.
But that was a turn 1 incident, right?
Yeah.
This was not a turn 1 incident.
Yeah, it wasn't. هذا ضرب.
Turn 1 incidents always tend to be given leeway, except in Jeddah, apparently. But the fact that, let's say, when George and Max crashed in Canada, no, in Spain, in Spain, Max got a 10-second penalty and 3 penalty points. 3. Your average is 2. It's usually 1 to 2. He got 3 penalty points.
Yeah.
At a 10-second penalty.
يمكن أن المرسيدس عندهم good lawyers.
She's great. I met her. She's great. She's excellent. If she ever watches this podcast, Carrie, hey, I hope you like the podcast. But that's not the like. What do you mean 3 penalty points? So over here, your average is 1 to 2 penalty points per crash. And here's a list of drivers who have gotten penalty points for their actions, as opposed to British drivers. So you have Vettel. Vettel was consistently given penalty points in 2019 for his unsafe releases, for his driving too aggressively, for his recklessness, 444. And this is back before the rules were as strict as they are now, right?
The dangerous rejoin is not an incident even. If just okay, it was dangerous, but dangers didn't come on.
If so, then Alex Albon's rejoin that just happened in Canada. So that would have been a penalty point for him, no?
Yeah, 100%. وموضوع إنه صارت.
That was crazy, by the way. Like the region, what I was like, oh, that's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was very, very dangerous. هلا شفنا كمان Max passing, somehow passing a little bit George Russell تحت السيفتي car.
Are you serious?
No, because Russell was hard braking.
Which is unacceptable. And then he said, did you see what he said on the radio?
لا عملوا ديبيت على الراديو إنه خلصونا. يعني literally, come on guys.
No, but like question. You hard brake. The guy's behind you. Obviously, if you hard brake, he's gonna go like this. And then did you see he tried to overtake me? This is why I tell you guys, I cannot respect him as a driver, right? Like as a person is one thing, sure. But as a driver, I can't really give me childish things like that.
I think انت ما شفت FIA سؤال on another move.
I didn't see what it is.
So FIA said that it's normal to hard brake لأنه under safety car drivers need to keep their tires and brakes warm/hot. وإنه هو ما تعدى المسافة القصوى بينه وبين السيفتي كار. So it was very fine from George Russell. They didn't comment about Max, بس هم قالوا إنه اللي عمله جورج راسل was كتير عادي وطبيعي الله يعطيه العافية.
I hope Max does the same thing. I want him to do the same thing.
He will.
Just to make a point. He will probably in his last penalty point. He will give himself a race that just to make a point.
أو مثل الجمل ما بينسى هذا راح يعملها أكيد راح يعمل.
But here you go. In 2023, Fernando Alonso was stripped of his podium. For what? For too aggressive driving. And then given it back after they made a whole hulela after the podium celebrations. And then you have Checo. Checo was consistently given penalties for safety car, for your speed, your whatever. All of these things, Checo Miski.
Yeah.
Checo Miski. Like I said this before, Checo's a great driver. I think just Red Bull broke his confidence, just like it breaks a lot of people's confidence.
يا راجل شو كده.
And then Yuki, Kevin Magnussen. Although Kevin Magnussen is not a great example because he's a terrorist, but like he's the terrorist on track. I actually miss him in F1.
يعني مش بيباكم. يعني أنا المجد قطع غيرها فرن.
Oh, that was Monaco. That was Monaco Bells.
أنا المجد.
That was our first F1 race.
عشان يطلع المجد 19 مش 20.
Listen, Kevin Magnussen, I say this, he is the best team player there. He is willing to get a race ban to make sure Nico Hülkenberg made it into the points. Do you understand? That is not a key pick you get very often.
Yeah.
He was willing to commit war crimes on the track to get Nico Hülkenberg a point.
True.
And he...
Team player.
Married couples don't even do that for each other. Like little teammates.
Yeah, بس مبروك على الريتايرمنت و whole third place.
He's endurance racing now. Yeah. He did the same exact career with his father.
Yeah.
But I do miss him. It's nice to see that in person, yeah.
صح مبروك لفيراري. winning the wall. And مبروك ل السيترس مول الدرايفر اللي فاز آخر واحد كان عم يسوق for 2.5 hours in one hand.
Oh yeah, I was in Beirut. The internet was not very good. I could not keep up with everything.
Yeah.
So unfortunately.
Le Mans, just two things that was like really outstanding. Porsche from ninth to Friday night كانوا. They finished second.
Oh, amazing.
By the way, the driver who finished the race with first place to Ferrari is a rally driver who made an accident 6 years ago. He broke every bone of his left side and he went through 21 surgeries to put him all together. He has a non-functioning left hand, yet he came back to Le Mans and he crossed the finish line first. So,
wow.
That's very sorry that I forgot his name, but
that's dedication.
It is. That was amazing from them.
But next up, what are we thinking? How are we feeling? Are we feeling like Mercedes is making a comeback?
Next race is the downforce game. And صعب كثير الريس الجاي.
Yeah.
Red Bull لعبتهم. I don't think Mercedes will be on the podium.
Next race is Austria?
Austria.
And then Silverstone.
And then Silverstone. Silverstone is ما بتحكي الموضوع هلا بدنا نخليه ل another podcast لأنه Silverstone فخامة الاسم تكفي.
It's a fun track. It's a very fun track. So I say show in the back. But this is where we see is the comeback real or was it just strategy and luck? No, luck. I hate when we say that about their luck, but it does play a role in the perfect timing when everything falls into place, right?
Yeah, last year it was so good. Mercedes was so good at Silverstone.
Lewis Hamilton's the
Lewis Hamilton goodbye to Mercedes at Silverstone, which was an amazing race. Again, ما بعرف شو راح يخبي هذا الريس. بتمنى إن لويس هامilton يكون أول بودي لسيلفرستون مع فيراري.
Even I feel like haram he needs a podium.
Yeah, at least a podium.
But how about how lightweight? I feel like we haven't spoken last a while. Williams.
حرام ويليامز. شفتيه هو قاعد بيعمل اوف-رودي؟
If Albon, what's called, doesn't stay in F1, he can go into the Carlos Sanitaris.
Exactly. يعني اللي شاف من برا ما بيعرف من هالسيارة يعني الكارلوس سينيور ساينس سينيور اللي قاعد بمسؤول السيارة اشتغل الرالي unbelievable كيف عمل هيك بس they are somewhere ما بعرف يعني كيف بيطلعوا فجأة وبينزلوا فجأة
inconsistent. I feel like, look, they're consistent but inconsistent. I don't know how that makes sense. They are solid. They're better than your midfield teams, but they're not as good as your up teams.
Yes, بس في شغلة هلا مو أفهمها بويليامز بالpractice third practice لما يعمل الهوت لابس they're at the top 3 top 5 بعديها على طول الكوالي بتضيع الدنيا. طب يعني شو
What happened?
I don't know.
Cool. Like, I don't understand what happens. They confuse me sometimes. So, but like, look, they have seen a positive trajectory from Williams in the past year.
Yeah.
James Dallas is doing wonders.
He is كتير وكمان شغلة ساينز بويليامز pushed Albon forward big time يعني كتير أثر عليه وخلاه يعني عن جد يشد حاله.
Well, this is what you have when you know it's a big pair, right? When they push each other to get better, but not to the point where it stops. They're pushing each other to get better. I think both of them are quite easy to get along with. They're not unfamiliar with each other. It's not threats. Because right now their main focus is to get the team somewhere before they say, well, my God, a whole load of championships on that. Right, yeah.
هاي فيراري ما في حدا فيها.
Exactly. Ya Allah. But what happened to Liam Lawson in Canada? Did he crash? What happened? I didn't even see that. I tried watching the highlights, but guess what? They didn't show anything.
I have no reason why Liam Lawson is still an F1 driver. ما عن جد يعني حرام انه مين ضيعت الاسماء
Who?
who's Alpine driver كرابيتر في مكان دوما مش حرام دوما is out of the cut و شاب لطيف قاعد على يتساوى.
I don't see where it comes from. I could see where it comes from. I don't know. I feel Liam Lawson, I have a very personal, like, and there's just certain things I feel Liam Lawson just was off-putting to a lot of people because the way he entered. So I feel with all kind of seeing, but he was performing literally. I tell you, it's confidence. Red Bull destroys your confidence. Red Bull gives you weights. Red Bull destroys the second driver's confidence.
بس ليام لوسن دخل على الأف1 وهو يعني أحسن سيارة صاحب كانت يمكن جو كارت ودخل على أساس إنه يعني مين مايكل شوماخر أنا أحسن من أنتون سنة وأحسن من أحسن واحد مسك ستيرينج ويل بالعالم. ما جنب الحياة يعني أحسن رزق جمعي الحياة. بس seriously بفوت برفع شعرانته هيك وبدخل وين رايح عمو تعب عليك انت ابن
But your uncle's doing great?
Isaac. Yes. I want a jersey. يعني أنا هلا بدور على Isaac jersey.
Are you kidding me? I just want to be his friend. That's it. I was telling him, you are my pride and joy of the Arabiations right now. And they're gonna come at me in the comments and say, no, he's not Arab, he's French. No, he's Algerian and he's not Arab and we're North African. He's Arab, he's North African, he's Algerian, he's French. I am happy that he represents someone from us.
شكرا. وإذا مش عاجبه في تحليل DNA نرجع عصره وفصله وهو طلع على أمتي.
There you go.
وهي clearly said that I'm Algerian.
He said he was happy to be the first ever Algerian
Exactly.
Formula One driver.
يعني الفندر عليه حكاها وبدون أي تردد أو أي استحاء من الموضوع. برافو عليك. وأنا once I get my hands on your jersey I'll be wearing it. Unfortunately I cannot say that I want to be friends because I'm a bit upset at that.
That's okay. It's okay. We don't just cool your siblings, you know. But okay, before I move on, I want bold predictions. Just give me the one name, cool, okay? So your bold predictions. Surprise winner for next race.
Okay, it's a downforce thing. Surprise.
One word. Just give me the name. Surprise winner for the next race.
Winner. Which podium?
Winner.
No, it's not surprising. Max Verstappen.
Okay. Podium Locati. Who do you think is going to get a double podium?
Not Ferrari, no. Ferrari downforce. بالمرة. McLaren Canada was a downforce game. كمان كان صعب عليهم الموضوع. Maybe another 2-3 on Mercedes. Maybe yes.
Who is your wild BS? Ooh, one person.
Max Verstappen.
You just said he's gonna win.
Yeah, but if it's a wild, it is Max Verstappen.
Okay. Do you think there'll be a change in the championship lead standings?
No, I think McLaren needs double DNF to.
No, it could just be one, but there it goes out.
مين راح يطلع مكانه؟ But no. Mercedes قررت. Max is لاندو يمكن مكان لاندو. Very very positive, very positive.
Okay. I want your rapid fire buttons. How do you feel about Just? Let me say you know this. McLaren is officially the team to beat.
Yes.
Lando era is still living.
بطيخ.
Ferrari needs a team principal change.
A team change.
A team change, yes. Antonelli will win a race before Leclerc this season.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's very interesting. So
بدك ترجع هلا وجاوبيون انت من اول التسجيل.
Okay. Surprise winner for next race?
Yeah.
Max, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think ما يعني أصلي أبغى سنانه إذا سنان بعض عليها ما بخليها تروح.
For Northern season lockout, I would not be sad if it was Ferrari. I wouldn't be sad, honestly.
حتى أنا ما راح أكون زعلان بس يعني هذا بحل.
Those are way of It's bold predictions for a reason.
Why do you laugh?
George Russell.
Ooh. Oh my god. بس حاول تخلوني أوقف ضحك. صعدوا تفز.
And do I think there will be a change in the championship standings? I hope. I genuinely hope because it will be nice.
شوية action.
But I think that's it. We're chilling until the next race, which is June 28th, which is Austria. Obviously, next week we'll be doing our fun little announcements.
Yes.
Which we're so excited about.
بس احنا ما راح نقول لكم شو ونخرب الموضوع بس بتضحكوا يوم السبت.
Exactly. Good. Our lovely little coaster.
Yep.
I did forget to mention that if you download the Costa app and you use the code JUN50, you get 50% off your first 3 orders.
JUN50.
Yes. That is it for us. I'm going to sit and my matcha by Costa. And we will see you guys next time.
See you guys next time. Stay
Have a great
safe and enjoy it. Stay safe, please. Cheers.